So this is going to be a short video. How to adjust your park and brake, which is for 19. This would be an 856, 1966. Last digit meaning the year, first digit meaning the horsepower, second digit, or sometimes maybe the third, because the first digit would be like a 10 or 12 or 14 horsepower. The third or second digit, which is right before the last digit, is your transmission. You have 5, which means 3 speed, and then you have 6, which means 6 speed, 3 low, 3 high, or sometimes maybe just regular 6, or 7 meaning hydrostatic, and 7 also meaning hydrostatic for like simplicity models on some. Here you have your bolt, and that threads up here, and it goes to this pin. You have this lever here. This lever goes to here, which I forgot to put a pin in, surprisingly. And I had an issue where if you press this pedal in, you push this down, it wouldn't catch like that, but it does now when you put your foot on it. I don't have enough arm strength. So, if I really push on it, it should go like that. There's little feet and notches where it catches at. So, in order to adjust this for it to actually work, you need to take this rod off. You press that back in, it should come out. Now, if it doesn't come out, you have this too far up. Tools you'll need is 9/16 with extension. Maybe you don't need one, but for me, I did with your normal 3/8 ratchet. Make it tighter. It's regular thread. You just put that in on that first nut, and I'm assuming the second nut is supposed to be like a washer. It ain't doing jack. That or a jam nut, but this has just your regular nylock on it. And you just tighten this. And when you tighten this, what this does is pushes that band closer. When you loosen this, pushes the band farther away. The farther away this goes, the less brake power you're gonna have, but you're gonna have more leverage to push this back so it can catch on that little lip there. And you only need it to catch on the first one. I found that the second one or third one below, when you lock it in place, it doesn't have enough brake pressure when you're actually riding it without it locked. Okay, so if you're running these tractors, you need to figure out how this stuff works. Whenever you be a normal owner and you want to figure it out later on, whatever. That or you use it to mow the grass. I mean, it's only an 8-horse. Not many people use this for utilitized used unless this is all they had. But I know a lot of people collect these, and I do personally. But these are quarter pins. This one goes to this rod here. If this ends up being bent, you can replace this by pulling out this pin, which is a normal cotter pin, but I put in hairpins instead because they're a lot easier to work on. A lot of people say, well, you shouldn't do that. Well, I'm gonna tell you something. These work for me all the time. I hate them. I hate the ones that you have to squeeze around, because these were a pain to get out, the original ones. For the brake, if you have no brakes, you can also adjust it from this screw here. If your parking brake works and it goes up to the second or third or fourth notch, your brake pad's wearing out. To adjust that, you just push the screw up higher. This is your spring. Now, the original owner put in like a storm drain spring up here, which led it to the second hole here. That's definitely not original. But on the other part, if you need to add another spring to it, You can always take the spring off, go to your Fastenal or your Surplus City, and they probably have one. I mean, it looks like just your normal spring, but this is the brake assembly. And I'm gonna put a pin in it. Let's say I got done adjusting that and it finally works. Let's say this, for some reason, does not stop, but I can use the park and brake. That's where you need to get a new brake band, because that's where that comes into play. Let's say you have brakes on flat surface, but you cannot use the brakes going downhill or uphill, whatever the case might be with fat issue. That's going to be your brakes. You just want to push this in tighter, and it only takes about 3 or 2 full turns, depending on how bad your situation is. That's too loose. That'll be good right there. Good, but yeah. So your brakes, this is how they work, how to adjust them. It's right here. You can move this up, which makes it tighter. When you push this down, it makes it looser. Always remember this brake drum can always sometimes be worn in so much because they replaced this band and it starts wearing this. This should always be shiny. Never have any oil coming out of it. If you have oil coming out of it, you might have a bad seal in your transmission. These are your normal, just free speed transmissions. I know they made a locking differential one at some point. I'm not aware. I think they called them, I think that's just your normal uni drive if I remember right. The ones with the locking 10 pinions. But yeah, this is for your mechanism, your basic mechanisms. This is the pin that goes here, and you can always take this off. And when you take this off, when you do take this off, without it flying off, you can put the foot pedal down, right? And then you push this, and you can turn this. When you turn this, this will increase or decrease your travel from here to there. There's threads in there. Right there. There's not supposed to be a nut. That does not slip like your rods you find on the Toros. Now to put this on, you put this in the second hole, up. Just put your clip back in. And I don't know why that was such a pain to put out, but at least I know it'll stay there. And yeah.